Welcome to the What's Happening Birmingham video podcast.
Hello everyone, this is Jarvis S. Scott with What's Happening Birmingham. Today I have the honor and pleasure in welcoming back Attorney Kim Marks with Just in Time Legal Solutions. And today, this is for the business owners. We're about to get into business issues on the legal side. So Attorney Kim Marks, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me back as always.
Great, so let's just first dive in. What are some things you need to know about choosing a name for our business and things like that?
Choose a name that you would like to stick with, and you also have to choose one that is going to pass muster in terms of allowing your business to be incorporated, meaning under state law, they're not going to incorporate businesses that have names that are too similar. So you want to come up with a name that alters up, even if it's a common name, it has to have some sort of similarity that will allow you to be incorporated.
All right, I'm ready to dive into that. A lot of us, when we first start business, we say, well, we do self-proprietorship. But what's some of the benefits? We hear these terms, LLCs, S Corp, corporations. Can you talk about that for a moment?
Okay, well, the benefits of incorporating are that the law allows a separate entity to be treated with the same rights of citizenship and legal authority as a person. And so that's called a company. And what that does is it protects a person's individual business and assets from whatever business operations that they may have. And there are several forms. You have a corporation, which is delineated by incorporated. And then you have an LLC, which is a limited liability company. And so pretty much you choose between those two models. In Alabama, if you file in Alabama, it's an Alabama domestic company. But then the biggest thing to remember is that when you get into S Corp and things like that, those are tax elections, and those are not decisions that have to be made in terms of incorporating a corporation or an LLC.
All right, so now we got into that. It's just individuals, partners, and then we get into the operating agreement. What can you tell people about what should be included in that operating agreement normally?
Well, I think any terms that need to be formalized among partners in terms of, just the basic things that people care about, which is partnership payment percentages. I mean, don't enter into an agreement with a partner without knowing what your payout is going to be. Is it going to be 50-50, 60-40? Is it going to be, I pay in an amount of money for an amount of equity, like Shark Tank? Is it going to be I pay money, and as a business loan? But whatever those things are in terms of what the expectations of the partners are from each other need to be in that agreement.
So in those agreements, and just thinking, like, should they break down, say if it's like two partners, should it be 50% and 50%, or should it be like a 51-49, or that should be just already kind of determined?
Well, those are not actual legal questions.
Okay.
Those are questions that are going to be determined by the relationship owners that the business people have. I mean, a lot of times you have someone who may have sweat equity but not money capital, and then you may have someone else who, so in that agreement they say, okay, well, I'm going to do all of the work, but the person who has the money may say, well, but I want 60% because it's my money that's on the line. Or it may be the opposite, where, okay, I have all this money to invest in a business, but I don't have money to run it. So I just want to be silent partner, pay the money to set it up, I get 40%, and the person who's actually running it gets 60%. But those are not legal determinations to be made. That's just more a business negotiation.
All right, and this is another question I know a lot of people think about once they get into the LLCs, because you hear that word limited liability company.
Yes.
Is it always that normally in most cases? Like if somebody sued the company, won't personally come after you for the partner sometimes?
Well, the thing, it's set up to be limited liability, and as long as the company is operated in the way that it's set up, then the law will stand behind that corporate form. The issue that you get into is people who set up a company on one hand, but then use the company like their personal piggy bank. And so if in fact, there's a lot of muddy water between kind of the corporate operation and a personal operation, then a lot of times, let's just say, creditors or in various other types of situations can try to look to that company and say, well, they say it's their company, but the company really isn't operating separately from the person, and so they can try to pursue those assets.
All right, so now that you got the company set up, can you talk about just service contracts and the importance of, once you get in business, having it like reviewed by a lawyer and looking at things like that?
Yes, regardless of what your industry is, you definitely want to protect your corporate form by having a clear agreement in whatever the industry is. Meaning, if you're a plumber, you need to definitely have contract set up where you have your estimate and any sort of disclaimers, any sort of liability limitations, and clear payment terms, so that when you perform services, you can actually collect. If you have rental houses or investment properties, you definitely want to have a series of leases that are going to govern when you can evict someone or what types of things that you can charge them for. Whatever your industry is, you just want to always make sure that you continue to do business in writing, because it doesn't really help you much to incorporate a business and protect your business investment, but then not have any sort of written protection as you deal with the world.
All right, so let me ask you this. So with your firm, what type of things do you offer small business owners as far as like when it comes to setting up the business, things like that?
We do incorporations, we do any sort of contracts, we do any sort of document review. The things that business owners need to understand as well is that it's easy to have a lot of your own contracts, but to the extent that you're the smaller business, a lot of times it helps to have someone savvy to review a larger contract, because it's easy to do business with customers and you have a contract, but then if you're doing business with a large service provider of your business, for printers, you're doing business, but they give you their corporate form contract, and you really don't know what you're signing away and what that's going to mean if the deal goes south. And so it's always good to at least have an attorney tell you what the pros and cons are and explain how the corporate contract will work.
All right, so if they would like to call you and possibly hire you, what's the contact number and where you located?
I am located in historic downtown Bessemer. Our telephone number is 205-436-2846, and we are at 1922 3rd Avenue North, Bessemer, Alabama, 35020.
All right, well, Attorney Marks, thank you for coming on today.
Thank you.
Always good to see you. Thank you all for watching this video. Please check out What's Happening Birmingham for more videos, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I need some more subscribers. Thank y'all again, and have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching the What's Happening Birmingham video podcast. Please check out our website, app, or subscribe to our YouTube channel for the latest videos today.